it can be tremendously surprising, even when you've heard about what I talk about non-duality of, yeah, it's not in here. It's literally like you find yourself out there, or the physical world changes, right? There's no good way to talk about this, but I can kind of lead into it experientially, or just show you how to do it yourself. But it's always surprising, especially when you taste it for the first time. Some people get started on this path not as much through like trying to wake up or, working toward Ken show or something like that, but they actually have spontaneously an experience of that. That's short, very short lived. But as you know, it's so profound that it changes the way they perceive everything. You can't never forget that happened. You can never forget when you disappear as a separate entity and become the environment. And it's like, whoa, like the universe is not like you thought it was. Right. And so some people come to this stuff by having that experience. And often it's exactly like that. It's this massive amount of wonder and just like awe of like sublime, what the hell, what happens to me then? Like, right. Because I'm not there if everything's there. It's just everything experiencing itself. What happens to me? Right. So it's a sort of contraction of self-defense, or trying to get a perspective back, because the mind is all about perspective, holding a perspective and a view. When you're suddenly the environment, there's no perspective or view anymore. Now, I will say that when it's natural, like once it's realized, it's not so dramatic and striking, because the contrast isn't there. The contrast from being what feels like inside here to all of a sudden out here and back, the contrast itself makes it very striking and dramatic. But when it sort of like, it'll fluctuate for a while, a lot of times or whatever, and then sometimes it's just, oh, it's just like this. Then it's not a big deal. You're not freaking out about it. It's just natural. It's like, oh, it's just like this. And it's weird. It's strange at first. And there's some adjustments maybe, but it's not like a terror response. It's just like, oh, okay. And then you really start to experience the depth, the expansiveness, the implications that there's really nothing separate. And you feel as everything. It's crazy, but you feel yourself as everything in a sense. And that has with it this deep sense of gratitude is a word that's coming, but it's more like it's like an awe, like you're just in awe of it. And it's very humbling. And but it also comes with it this movement of love, of just you just want to express love outwardly, because there's nothing to solve anymore. Everything is just here for you. And it's so wonderful to be alive. It's so wonderful just to be in physical experience at all, that there's abundance, and the abundance starts to flow outward, and it feels like love, and it becomes so enjoyable. It's not a practice after a while. It's just you're participating in the fascination of aliveness. It's pretty wild. So it becomes just a matter of, wow, okay, yeah, the sense fields, the sound and sensation field are essentially wide open, undivided, but there's still something going on in the visual field sometimes, and you can explore that, and it starts to kind of dissolve. So it's different for everyone, and it tends to be a little bit incremental. It tends to have these big breaks, and then comes back into itself, and then the next time it's not so much of a fear response, and then it coalesces over time. But yeah, you can contemplate it exactly that way. Careful, gentle, simple. Don't try to take any past experience and like paste it over your experience now. Just keep looking. Okay, where is the dividing line? Where is it, if there is one? Can I just relax my attention just a little bit more here? Very simple things, just all the pointers I give.